What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Cardano, but before we get started, if you're not a member of the free Discord, please click the link in the description box below and get started with the free Discord. And without further ado, we'll get straight into today's video. All right, so Cardano, we are on the daily candlesticks here. And just like how Dogecoin did an ABC correction, we also see Cardano did an ABC correction here as well. So we have 5 waves up and an ABC correction down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves. Then we get our ABC correction down onto, I believe, the 786 Fibonacci level. Yep, the 786 Fib level. So that's a very, very key level. A lot of times the market will go down to that 786 level in wave 2. And this is wave 2 in the bigger picture for ADA. So we have 5 waves up, ABC down. That makes this wave 2. So wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 will be coming for this coin based on this Elliott wave count. So that wave 3 should take us up towards $2 in the short term and really allow us to have a full recovery out of this ABC correction up to a new local high. So let's go ahead and switch this to a macro wave instead of a sub-micro. So there's micro Elliott waves, there's sub-waves, and then there's macro Elliott waves or bigger picture Elliott waves. And you can see the micro or the sub-waves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC down. And then you can see our primary wave set right here. Wave 1 and wave 2, and now we're expecting wave 3 to come for ADA. So definitely liking this setup, liking the fact that we came down to the 786 level, bounced off of those levels, and now we're starting to bottom out here along with the rest of the market. Now, if we go to the bigger picture, ADA is actually a spitting image of early day Bitcoin. So a lot of altcoins are following the same patterns as early day Bitcoin, either Bitcoin's first cycle ever or Bitcoin's second cycle. They either look like one of the two, either the first or the second cycle ever for Bitcoin. In the case of ADA, it looks like the first cycle for Bitcoin. So here's our first cycle on Bitcoin, first market cycle we ever had, going from about 40 cents all the way up to $31 here, and then back down to around $2.15. Now that's exactly what ADA did here. The prices aren't the same, right? We started at 3 cents, then went up to like $3. So it's not the exact same price, but the same market cycle, the same thing, the same human psychology happened on both charts. So it's a very parabolic expansion with a huge correction that comes afterwards. And that is leading to a big reversal in this market. So what I think is going to happen here is exactly like what happened to Bitcoin as Bitcoin bottomed out here after its first cycle, where we see higher highs and higher lows, and then the market really starts to pick up, break above its old all-time high, and go vertical. That's exactly what Bitcoin did right here. You can see this consolidation. We break out, consolidate, break out, consolidate, then we break out again and go full force into our bull market. And that's really what I think is coming here for ADA. We've had our first breakout, consolidation, our second breakout and consolidation. And now what I see coming for this coin is another breakout up through resistance like this, and more upside coming in the big picture, which should take us to new all-time high above our previous all-time high at $3. And we're only worth 78 cents right now. So get ready for some big things coming for ADA. Now, the way the market moves, as you break out through that resistance level, you can see the parabolic nature of the market really starts to pick up. So you just get more and more vertical as time goes on. And the price of Bitcoin just kept breaking out to new all-time highs, pushing up through resistance again, breaking out to a new all-time high. And you can see just how vertical Bitcoin went after it did that first cycle ever. In fact, you can't even see the first cycle anymore because of how much it expanded. It just completely got dwarfed by the growth that came afterwards. So that's what I think is really coming here for ADA, is that same kind of thing, where ADA really starts to expand here in the big picture, break out above its old all-time high, and start this huge expansion up to prices that people probably don't expect right now. A lot of people aren't expecting that kind of a move. And then we'll see that big correction that comes afterwards, of course, every time there's a big correction. But for now, we're very undervalued. We're in the big picture, we're very undervalued down here. And what I believe is coming for ADA is a massive expansion and a huge bull market. Now, a lot of times people can't see this before it happens. They lack the faith. They see something like this and they think there's no way that this could ever happen, right? They think there's no way it could hit that kind of a market cap. But they haven't been here for other crypto cycles. If you've been here for other crypto cycles, then you know exactly what can happen after these big corrections. You know, Ethereum in 2018 is a perfect example of this. If you go over to Ethereum here in 2018, you can see this huge correction in the market all the way back down to major support. Then we start to bottom out and turn around here and go vertical. But a lot of people were not expecting that to happen. Down here, most people were not expecting a huge breakout on Ethereum. But based on the ABC correction, I knew that Ethereum was going to bottom out here and was going to take off and see a huge percentage on the upside, see a huge growth towards the upside. So that's why I was bullish on Ethereum all through this area here based on this ABC correction in the bigger picture. So what we're looking for here is that same kind of growth for ADA, where we break out to a new all-time high, we dwarf the previous cycle, and we start a brand new market cycle all over again. Because these markets are fractal in nature, so they continue to repeat the same patterns over and over again. They expand, they contract, and when they do that, they create the same exact patterns over and over and over again. So going back over to the Bitcoin chart, you can see exactly what I'm talking about here with Bitcoin. Looking at Bitcoin over here in 2011, you can see we have our market cycle, we pull back, and then what happens? A huge expansion, a huge growth in the market where we break all the way up to new all-time highs and go really nuts. And then same thing all over again, right? Huge contraction in the market, it bottoms out, then it starts to break out, goes up towards a new all-time high, goes vertical all the way to a new all-time high, and then it happens all over again. Pulls back, starts to bottom out, goes vertical all the way up to a new all-time high, then it happens all over again, right? So you can see how this market is just expanding, contracting, and when it's doing that, it's making these market cycles over and over again. And you can trade those cycles. You can buy the bottom of those cycles when nobody thinks it's going to turn around, and prepare yourself and position yourself for the next big wave up in the market. So that's kind of how you play not only Bitcoin, but really every market since the dawn of time. If you go over to silver as well, you can see that silver is doing this exact same thing that Bitcoin is doing, and every other market in history does the same thing over and over again. So here with silver, you can see this huge expansion in the market, massive contraction, and then look what's happening. We're bottoming out. We're starting to bottom out. And if you look at the NASDAQ, IXIC, if you check out the NASDAQ, you can see the exact same thing for the NASDAQ, right? Huge expansion in the market and a massive pullback, and then another breakout to a new all-time high. So every market in history is doing the same thing. The human psychology doesn't change. We have a huge expansion. We pull back all the way back down to support. We start to bottom out. We break out to another new all-time high, and then we pull back down to support. We start to bottom out. We break out to another new all-time high, And that human psychology just repeats over and over again. And it's making these huge market cycles. And if you can learn how to buy the fear, if you can learn how to buy where people are scared, where they're skeptical, where they're not expecting another bull market, then you can set yourself up for a lot of success. And in the case of ADA, that's exactly what I see, right? Is a huge opportunity to buy ADA at dirt cheap prices down here in preparation for exactly that, right? A big breakout in the big picture, a new expansion up to a new all-time high. And then eventually, of course, every market has to pull back. It will have a correction, but for now, we're very undervalued. We saw a huge correction from our local peak. And to be honest with you, this thing is dirt cheap. The opportunity to make a lot of money on this coin is very, very high. So what I'd say to you guys is just keep buying ADA down here in preparation for that kind of a breakout, in preparation for that kind of a vertical move in the market, because that's what's coming in the big picture. And the total market cap is also a really good example of what I'm talking about here with the market continuing in these cycles. You can see here with the total market cap, total crypto market cap, we went all the way up here to 754 billion. Then we pulled back down to 108 billion. And then look what happens. Boom, all the way up to a new all-time high. Then all the way back down again. And then boom, up to a new all-time high. And we just got started for this new cycle. So it's probably going to go a lot higher from here. You also don't want to fight the trend. You know, if you're in a massive uptrend in the big picture, you want to try to ride that trend as best as you can. So you can see here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So this is a massive uptrend in the big picture. And as that uptrend accelerates, it's only going to get more and more vertical. People are going to get more and more excited. And the price of crypto is just going to go nuts. You know, we're really set up for a big picture expansion here for crypto, where we really go vertical here in the big picture and go to levels that a lot of people are not looking at, a lot of people are not expecting and are not planning for. But once we get up to those levels, of course, yeah, we're going to be overvalued. And I do expect a big bear market. I'm not one of those kind of people that thinks that crypto is just going to go up forever and never have bear markets. I've studied enough markets and I've studied enough human psychology to understand that what goes up has to come down. But you guys, this thing has a lot of upside before that happens, before we're too vertical, before we're too parabolic, and before we've gone too far for crypto. And a good example of this is Apple Computers. We'll pull up Apple Computers over here on the right, and we'll keep the total crypto market cap over there on the left. And you can see here, if I get these two charts lined up nicely, just what I'm kind of alluding to here. So this is Apple Computers on the right, and this is the total crypto market cap over here on the left. And let's go ahead and pull up the volume on both of these charts. And you can see all of this institutional accumulation here on Apple Computers, and all of this is institutional accumulation here on the total crypto market cap. Very, very similar accumulation structure early on in their uptrends, before the price goes vertical, before the demand for Apple Computer just completely went nuts, and price went vertical higher and higher and higher, right? And you can see how vertical price got as it started to accelerate. The price just gets more and more and more vertical. Higher high, higher low, higher high. You can just see how vertical the price is. And it's still going up and it's still vertical. And honestly, it still hasn't topped out yet. It could go quite a bit higher here on Apple before it tops out. So for me, Bitcoin and the total crypto market cap is still very early in its trend. We still have that type of mass adoption by the general public is coming for crypto. And it should take us to levels a lot of people are not expecting. Now, just like how Apple Computers can't go up forever, and at some point this will see a bear market, the total crypto market cap can't go up forever either. But for now, the name of the game is to be heavily invested, to be getting as much in as you can in preparation for that type of growth. So that's my update on ADA. For me personally, ADA is an amazing opportunity currently to pick up a coin that's ready for massive gains. in the big picture as well as in the short term. And buying it right now is a lot like buying early day Bitcoin before Bitcoin took off and really went nuts here. You know, these early day Bitcoin cycles when nobody cared about it, when they weren't expecting anything big in the market, when they didn't really plan for Bitcoin to be something that was so big and so well known. For me, ADA is a lot like buying Bitcoin right here, or even its first cycle is a better example even. So yeah, get ready for a big move in this market. Get ready for a lot of profit in 2025. And that is my update on ADA. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I love and appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and share it with your friends. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. And as always, stay profitable out there.